Okay? I will give you again a small explanation about the words. Okay? Because after when I speak, that the angels, they have minds like codes, so that you understand what I'm talking about.
The circuit is broken and no electricity.
This is the computer. On, off, that's it.
Let's see that again. On. Off. By applying electrical current, the transistor turns on, and once more electricity.
This is the transistor of the computer. If you give electricity on, like a switch, this is the switch, the electricity goes. If you don't give electricity, it doesn't go, the electricity. They put millions of this on and offs, on-off of the coding system, and they type with it.
Flow through the transistor. In most cases, the thing controlling whether the transistor is on or off is another transistor. But we'll look at that again in a moment. Is assigned a unique number.
Look, every letter has its number. I told you how you put the number. If you put the number for the word, you put the number. I will show you after I explain.
For example, to represent the word hello, we look up each letter in the table and write the corresponding number. Starting with H, we have 72.
H is 72, E is 69, L, okay.
76, in this case twice, and O, 79. Assigning each letter of the alphabet a unique numeric code.
I told you how you make the numbers. You put inside, and the electricity goes from this, it's H number. If the electricity goes this, it's E. That is on, off, that's it. And the rest is coding system, codes. That's it, the computer. It's very easy.
Allows us to convert any text to a sequence of numbers. And numbers, as we've already seen, can easily be represented.
Okay, now you took a small idea how the computer works, but there is something strange. How it remembers, how it stores the memory. I will show you small something. You type everything, the wires, but how it remembers, stores the information. It's very easy, look. It's very easy, Mr. Saad Tanib, it's very easy, look. Look how it stores by magnet. The computer stores all the information by magnet. Okay, now you understand the computer. In 1 minute, wiring system, typing, and storing the memory with magnet. This is the computer. Now I will explain the magnet system so that you understand more. After we will speak our subject. Look how the magnet.
A bit is the smallest unit of data storage. It can be visualized.
We talk you about the 8 bits, the bits. This is magnet. If it's make north pole magnet, or it makes south pole magnet, like on off. You understood? All difficult. How the wires, for example, one wire it's give electricity, one not. If it's give electricity, it makes magnet north. it won't give electricity. Magnets give south on the CD hard disk. It makes magnet like this.
As a minuscule block that can be magnetized into a permanent magnet. Every red, blue, or gray block in this picture is a bit. The red blocks have north poles facing up, and the blue blocks have north poles facing down.
When we told you the bits, the numbers, if you give this electricity, it's the same system. Like magnet.
These are what the computer recognizes as ones and zeros. Gray blocks are the empty bits that have not yet been magnetized. The right head is basically an electromagnet with a core appropriately shaped like this to direct the magnetic field.
When it wants to read the CD, it reads by the magnet, north-south, the coding system 0101, and the codes, it's translated to numbers. That's it, this is the hard disk.
Into a bit and magnetize it as it passes by. It can magnetize a bit as a north-facing up or a north-facing down, simply by changing the direction of the current in the coil. As you may remember from the earlier sections, reversing the direction of current in an electromagnet results in reversing the direction of the magnetic field. Once written, the bits can be read by the read head, which senses the direction of the magnetic field as it goes over a written bit.
Mr. Avedis, you understood this? Or difficult later?
A hard drive as a whole looks like this. Both the read head and write head are at the tip of the actuator arm. The motor of the disk and the motor of the actuator arm work collaboratively to align a desired bit with the read head or the write head.
Look, this is on the CD. It makes magnet up, magnet down, magnet up, magnet down. And this coding, the read head, it makes magnet, it reads again. This is stores information like this. The hard disk is this magnet, okay?
At any given time to read it or write it.
Okay, it's complicated. I hope you understood this. I make it easy as I can. Now, we know that the computer is speaking encoding system. It must be translated so that we understand. We see what we are made. The human, all living cells are also coding system. We will see this after we start with our subject. We speak our claims. The human is made of our codes.
Baffling conundrum to the evolutionists. Purposed and directed information exchange, orchestrating specific and intended function within a cell, is continuously conducted within the human genome and the DNA, RNA functions that make up the human genome. As you probably know, the genome is the complete set of genetic material for any given living organism. The human genome is about 3 gigabases long, which boils down to 750 megabytes. This is about the same code amount that is found in the total of 3 Mozilla browsers.
You see, a human genome, one genome of human, the coding system, it's 3 Mozilla Firefox search engines. Like this, there is codes inside. The computer 0 wants millions of megabytes. The DNA, there is codes in it as much as the Mozilla Firefox search engine of the world 3 times. The DNA coding system of the living things.
The language of DNA is digital, but it is not binary code like a computer. Where binary encoding has zeros and ones to work with, DNA has 4 positions, T.
A computer has 0 and 1 on off. DNA has 4 positions.
Z, G, and A. These letters are used to represent the 4 informational nucleotide bases of a DNA strand. Whereas a digital byte is almost 8 binary digits, a DNA.
This is the table of codes of all the living cells in the world. This is the proteins, they make up the genes. 64 types of proteins, and they change. The computer has one of the DNA has 64 coding system. You see, the DNA is more complicated, and it has 30,000 types of living things. I just want to tell you that DNA works on codes also, not the computer only.
A byte, called a codon, has 3 digits because each digit can have 4 values instead of 2. A DNA codon has 64 possible values compared to a binary byte, which has 256. When you take into account that all 20+ million species of known life and each of their subsystems and sub-subsystems are all produced within this 64-value coding language, you can see the amazing efficiency level at which the genome works. Of the 20,000 to 30,000 genes now thought to make up the human genome.
Okay, just I put this video so that you understand even the DNA is coding system. Okay? Now we will speak the atoms, they have coding system, the atom, and they making computers out of them, computers more clever than the DNA, more clever than the computer. It's strange things. Watch.
Part of the particle's quantum state. That means if a scientist observes one entangled particle and forces it to spin clockwise, the other entangled particle will immediately start spinning in the opposite direction.
Look, they catch a light photon, electron, and force it to spin the other way. The other photon, by itself, it turned the other way. Nobody understands this. They catch a photon, electron, and they force it to turn this way. The other electron turns the other way. And there is no time, instantaneous, no light speed. Yani if one light photon, you entangle it and you turn it, the other light in the other side of the universe instantaneously will turn the other side. This means something to me. If I thinking something, for example, I'm thanking God, and I entangle the atom, instantaneously God knows about it. It doesn't need light speed. This is proven. Entanglement, quantum entanglement, but the entangled electrons, smaller particles, they didn't. This is proven till now.
That seems intriguing, but it's hardly earth-shattering until you consider that the 2 entangled particles can be separated by billions of light years. And still, the moment you observe one particle spin, you've dictated the other particle's spin.
That's weird, because it may suggest that information has traveled instantaneously, faster than the speed of light, from one particle to another. I don't understand it. I don't know that anyone does. Spooky action at a distance at night.
This is proven, this is not science fiction. If I had time, I showed you the experiment, but there is no time.
Stein called it.
Quantum entanglement, microscopic universe, to build powerful new computers.
From these atoms, this property of the atom, they making a new computer. Yani 1 byte of computer, he writes for you a letter. a byte computer of this quantum, it takes like 1,000 men. It takes decisions directly. One order, 10,000 decisions. Very strong computer. It's faster than light. They starting to make the quantum computer.
This baby can do.
At the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Professor Seth Lloyd has helped create a prototype of a quantum computer, which uses quantum bits rather than traditional computer bits to perform its calculations.
This lab has the world's best superconducting quantum bit or qubit in it. And when we do quantum computations with qubits, we can have the quantum computer do multiple tasks simultaneously. We can do this, can do that at the same time. It can add 2 plus 2, can add 1 plus 3, and it can add those two things simultaneously.
The fact that a single qubit can perform many calculations at the same time gives the quantum computer the potential to be far more powerful than any computer ever imagined. Like traditional computers in the 1950s, quantum computers are in their infancy today. The machines take up large rooms and can do only the most basic calculations.
Now you took an idea about the quantum computer. They make from the smallest substance, for example, electron particle.